This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.
Lots to learn today when it comes to training your dog. We love them. They're a part of the family. Sometimes things don't go the way we want them to in terms of behavior. And as I've learned, one of the most important things to consider in training your dog is the collar. We're going to learn more about that today. She is the woman behind the Animal Psychology Center, located in South Dakota. She is back with us. We've learned so much ever since we've gotten together with her. Katherine Andrews is back on the program. So who do we have there today?
Hera. This is Hera, my Connie Corso. She is a 15-month-old puppy. And this is the collar. I'm just going to show you the collar real quick. It has fabric over it. And here are the prongs. And I want to show you the prongs are rounded. You can actually put them on your skin and they don't hurt. They're rounded. They're meant to get in touch with these acupressure points in the neck of the dog. It has a break for the trachea so it doesn't choke like a choke collar. So break for the trachea, addresses the acupressure points, and they actually get excited when you get it out. She likes it. Come here. We're going to put it on, and then we're going to put the leash on. You can see the other munchkins are hanging out here too because everybody likes the collar, and they know it means we're going goodbye. Okay, so we're going to go to the training room so we don't have the rest of the herd. So we're going to head over there.
Beautiful. And you know what was so nice is that dog was looking at you, waiting to hear something, like just ready to go.
Yeah, I'm glad you heard that. Or saw that, rather. Okay, so welcome to Animal Psychology Training Room. And I'm here with Hera. And remember, Steve, we talked about that sweet spot, about that dog being right beside you here. Mm-hmm. So see how she's looking at me and making eye contact? This is what this collar does when it engages these acupressure points. It incites a biological program within the dog that says so many things. It says, relax, breathe, partner with me. I'm the leader. You're not. I'm the leader. It says, follow me. It says communicate. And so when I pull on this collar and it goes right up under the neck, I'm going to keep close contact here. So she will look at me. Here is the sweet spot. The position is so that when I step out, my calf is going to touch her chest. So she's not equal with me. She's not ahead of me. She's not behind me. She's right here. So when I stop and I step out, I'm touching her chest. She's right here.
Wow.
So I'm going to take her for a little spin on the collar. Hopefully we can kind of get this on the small screen here on the phone. Mm-hmm. So it helps that dog to stay right with you and partner with you. You can see she's not pulling, even though she's a puppy and she's excited right now. And when I stop, I'm going to pull up just a little bit. See how she looks at me? She makes eye contact right away. And that is that communication that the collar does.
Wow.
So questions? Again, we're going to pull up here. And see, you see that eye contact and the way she's looking at me? Just like that. That's the collar engaging that biological program. And if I had a flat collar on her, she would not be doing that. Because the beauty of this collar is that you're in touch with that program all the time. Yeah, big girl. So look at this. You can see this is a puppy because,
Wow.
he goes into play mode right away.
When she's looking at you, it's almost as if she's saying, "What do you want now, Mama? What can I do,
That's
Mama?"
what they're doing, because they're checking in and they're saying, what are we doing now? What are we doing now? Because this program engages that leadership mode. And that's what mom does when she grabs the neck. She says, pay attention, guys. Mom wants you to do this. We're going to go hunt. We're going to go look for water. Wolf packs in the morning, they go canvass their property and they mark it so that other wolves or coyotes or whatever know that that's their property. And so they have a day that they plan there. See, good. She just looked right at me as soon as I gave that little touch to the collar. So when you're using this collar, you want close contact. You want to be right here and you want to be close to your dog. So again, when you step out, that leg touches that chest like that. And this is what I call training mode. And see, she's still looking at me. She's like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Where are we going? Nice
Wow.
job. So I'm gonna let her go and I'm gonna let my cameraman go. And what we're gonna do is I want to talk about these different collars. And so if I press this, I can go the other way for a bit.
I don't think so. I think that turns it. I want.
Okay, okay, thank you. I'm gonna talk about these other collars and the different styles that they come in, and they do have prongs. This is for a long-haired dog. This is for more, I hope I'm doing this right. This is more for a short-haired dog, and some of these are for long-haired. Some of these are for short-haired. And they all work exactly the same way. And they don't engage with the trachea. So you're not ever, when you're pulling on it, you're never going to get that choking thing. And I like to use these rounded rope leashes because they're really easy on your hands. The ones that are flat, they tend to kind of cut into your hands. And I noticed when I was using them, I had calluses on my hands all the time. So I'm also going to show you a pamphlet from a company, and I hope I'm doing this right. It's called Lola.net. And they call this collar Secret Powers training collar. It's like the one Hera had on. It has fabric on the outside so you don't see the prongs, kind of like this one. And the prongs also have like a plastic on them. It has fabric on the outside because some people think that they don't like the look of them. And so, yeah, it's possible to get them without the prongs showing.
Catherine,
And
what's your
Here.
reply? What's your reply to people who say, no. I don't use a prong collar. That's hurtful to the dog. It's not what I want. What do you say to those kind of people?
Well, they don't understand the collar because it's a very homeopathic collar and everything about it is kind. Everything about it. When you're engaging in a program when you're engaging in a biological program that plugs into your dog and gets into their brain in such a beautiful, kind way, there's no way that can be anything but kind. And as you can see how Hera was like, saw the collar and she came right over to me, and all the other dogs did too, because they wear the collar too. And, she's not trying to rub it off or, she's comfortable with it. It's not tight. And it doesn't hurt. The only reason that you don't leave it on is because it's only for when they're doing a job. It has a purpose. And sometimes if they're playing or something, those prongs can get caught in something. So I always tell my clients, if you're not working with the dog, just take it off. It's a working collar.
Well, to your point, if the dog had issues with the collar, when it saw the collar, it would run. it would be,
Right.
it would. I'm not doing that. No, that was uncomfortable. I'm not going to do that. No, it seems like it's perfectly fine.
Yeah. And I can tell you when I have classes with people, occasionally I teach a class, it's a group class, and you got to get a lot done in a very short period of time. And the one thing that I like to do is get these collars out and get everybody on a collar. Because one of the things I see, these classes are usually outdoors when we have good weather. People will be coming and they'll be bringing like this giant Labrador on the end of a leash, and it will be dragging them across the park to get to the class. And the first thing I do is get my box of collars out like this and my leashes and sit everybody down, explain the collar to them, give them one of these pamphlets done by this company, let them read it, reassure them, and then we outfit the dogs with the collars. And we do just what we did with Hera today. And seriously, Steve, the class is only like usually an hour and a half. By the end of the class, these people are walking out with their dog calm, not pulling them, and they're like, this is magic. This is nothing short of magic. And in a way, really it is, because you went from a dog at the end of the leash, there was no communication, there was nothing going on. That poor person was being literally dragged across the park, and now they're walking away, and the dog is happy, the human is happy, and there's communication going on. And now they can safely take that dog places, because before they said, this dog is a year old and I can't take them anywhere. I can't do anything with them. And I leave them home all the time.
Well, to your point, I have cats, and when I want to, let's say, clip their claws, or brush them or whatever, what do? I do the same thing that Mama did, and I grab them by the scruff of their neck, just very lightly, like I'm doing on my arm here. Just grab the fur in the back. Right away, they're like, docile, don't move. It's almost like they're in freeze mode, like, oh, what's that? That's what Mama did when she carried them. So it reminds them of being a baby again. And then I can cut their claws and everything's cool. And it doesn't hurt them. It doesn't harm them. They actually like it because it reminds them of, being a baby again.
Yeah. It's comforting. It's comforting to them. It also tells them that you know what you're doing and that you're in charge. And it's comforting for them because you're speaking their language too.
Truth.
And Hera agrees, don't you, Hera? Yeah.
And it's the same thing that collar apparently does. It reminds them homeopathically, I guess, of Mom.
Yes. Yes. When you put that collar on, you are becoming family, you're becoming their mom, you're becoming their leader, their pack leader. And that's why when I go to humane societies and volunteer, and the first thing I do is get the volunteers and the people that work there together, and I say, go get me your most unadoptable dogs. And they'll say, what? Like, don't you want to see the good dogs? I know you can adopt them. I want the rogues. I want the guys that you might have to euthanize, So they do. They go bring me these dogs, and almost always they're walking down the hallway and these dogs are on 2 feet, like climbing the air, and they're at the end, and they're dragging these people down the hallway. The first thing I do is get out my box of collars, put the collar on them, put the leash on them. And seriously, Steve, it has never taken me longer than 4 minutes. I think my record is 30 seconds to get the collar on, get the leash on, and I don't say a word. I just start walking them. And they don't pull me. They do exactly what Hera did. And everybody is sitting there going, what? And it's just, it's not that I'm so brilliant or magical. It's just that I'm using something that Mother Nature already put there. That's all.
Wow. I love you said your box of collars. Like you have so much. Oh my gosh. I mean, I wouldn't even know. I don't even know if you know how many leashes and collars that you have, after all these years of training. Many, I'm sure.
Yeah. But, those are the only ones that I use. I mean, people come to me all the time, and they have all these harnesses and these fancy whatnots because pet stores sell those things. Why? Because they're money. They make money. And you hardly can find a prong collar at a pet store because they're not that expensive. But harnesses, oh my God, they're everywhere. Well, harnesses were designed for dogs to, guess what? To pull. to pull carts, honestly. And so when you put a harness across a dog's chest like this, you're plugging into a biological program that says pull the cart, pull me.
Wow.
So it's no wonder that you see these people with dogs, they're pulling them. And, I tell people, don't throw your harness away. What you can do is, once you get to a place where you want to let your dog go, put the leash on the harness and let the dog out in front of you and let him go potty or let him have some freedom or something. Because honestly, once you start out in what I call training mode, this is training mode, they're more cognizant of you and they're not going to pull you as much, even when they're on the end of the lead. Or if you go to, like, say, the dog park and I always tell my clients, start off in the parking lot in training mode. And here's Hera, she's joining us on the couch. Start off in the, hi, start off in the parking lot in training mode, and then go into the dog park and let them off the leash. They will be more cognizant of you and your communication and relationship because you started off that segment of time with communication. Make sense?
Totally. Is there any time you should not use that collar?
I mean, I wouldn't put him to bed with it. I wouldn't leave him alone with it. I wouldn't put him in the yard with it just because, it has the little prongs. And if they get close to like a tree or something, they could probably catch the branches or, who knows what
Sure.
they can get into. And that can even happen with regular collars. I've seen accidents happen where dogs are playing at the dog park and they'll get a loose collar and they'll get a jaw caught. And, you gotta, sometimes we've had to actually cut a collar off a dog because we couldn't get them separated. So, stuff happens. But yeah, I tell people take those collars off when they're going to be alone or they're going to bed or going outside. Yeah.
So can you show us something today, maybe a basic command? Now that we have a camera person and a four-legged participant.
Yeah, our camera person left, but
I'm sorry.
I can show you a basic command. Come here. Come here. So I'm just gonna show you sit. I do sit. This is sit with a hand signal, and so she knows sit from me telling her, but she also knows this hand signal, and she also knows it from me pulling on the collar, and I don't even say it when I pull on the collar because when we're in training mode and I pull up, I want you to practice this with your dog. When you put your dog in training mode and you stop, pull up on the collar, and when you make that eye contact, think, sit, and he will do it. Oh, I got a little bug crawling on me. Think, and he will do it. So let's call Hera out here for one more thing. Here, Hera, she's on the couch. Hera, come here. Not quitting yet. Sit. Sit. You do it down. Down. No, sit. Sit. Down. Right now. Down. Thank you. Thank you. So she, being a puppy, you can see how gets silly right away. We have learned down. The way that you teach down is you go down to the ground with a treat and you let them start to army crawl. And as soon as they get their paws and their forearms on the ground, give them that treat. And then you praise them. So there's your down. And those two things are on the first service dog test, sit and down. And there's also sit and stay on the first service dog test. So very basic obedience.
What's this command where you just put your arm up and make a fist? I've seen that before. Is that sit?
That's sit.
Or that, yeah.
Yeah. And down is just point to the ground, but sit is this. And I like hand signals just because, like, if she's further away from me somewhere and I want her to stop and wait for me, I'll do sit. Like if she's across the dog park, I'll just do this and she'll sit down and wait for me. So it's kind of useful to do hand signals. And sometimes the dog park can be kind of loud, she can't hear me, and I'll just do this and she'll sit down and look at me and just wait for me to walk over. Because we did a group training at the dog park this last Saturday, and she was being a little pissy, and she went and was taking balls from other dogs. And she's so big that, she's not full grown, but she's still 110 pounds. And so
Wow.
she would just go get the ball, and the other dog would be like, I ain't gonna argue with her. So I saw her and I was like, hey, and I went like this, and she just sat down and went for me to get her. And then I went over and said, hey, I'm sorry, that your dog is my dog is taking your dog's toys away. But yeah.
She's really, for a puppy though, and even one of that size, she's very well behaved. She really is. Like, I would never even know that's a puppy.
Yeah. She's very chill. That's when you go to a good breeder. Like, I've done a lot of rescues. I have rescues in my pack, but for me, I wanted a service dog that was also going to be a personal protection dog that had certain qualities. I love the fact that she's a Mastiff, so Mastiffs are very chill. She inherently knows all the personal protection stuff. And, you and I have talked about this. I've been kidnapped twice. And so without a personal protection dog going out in public, I'm way too nervous. With her, I don't even think about it. When I'm home, I forget to lock doors because she's with me. Way better than a gun.
Wow.
Because she knows everything that's going around me. And if I go to Walmart parking lot and there's a guy across the parking lot that is looking at me with the wrong energy, and by the wrong energy, I mean sexual energy, she picks up on it across the parking lot. And this is what she does. She'll be, just walking along in training mode, and she'll be like this. And I know, like, I don't even notice him. She'll step aside. She puts her ears are up. She puffs out her chest, and she looks at him every single time, Steve. Then I see the guy, and the guy will stop looking at me, notice her, and he'll be like, oh, okay. And he walks away. Like, nobody wants to deal with that dog.
She's big, 110 pounds, and she's still a puppy. Amazing. I got to tell you, Katherine, this has been great today. Learned so much in seeing it. You do your thing in real time. This is the first time we ever did it. Would love to, maybe do something maybe next time or the time after, whatever.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Well, think about what, maybe some people will write in and tell us what they'd like to see next time now that we're doing this.
Yes.
We always know our time is up when the whistle from the town starts and the dogs start howling.
And there you go. That's it. The website, animalpsychologycenter.com. You can reach us. Got a question about your dog? Maybe you're having some challenges? instantfeedbacksteve@gmail.com. Thanks for being here today. Love what you do. I really appreciate you.
I appreciate you too, Steve. Take care. Bye-bye.
You too. We'll be right back.
This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success. This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.